Hello and welcome to the Rundown. Now, today we're going to talk about cars. Now stay with me, I know this is normally a tech show, but I promise this is important. Google is partnering with car makers like GM, Audi, and Honda to bring new infotainment systems to cars. So why is that a big deal? Well, in our increasingly connected world, it's getting tougher for buyers to find basic cars these days, especially when even cheaper segments offer a multitude of high-tech systems. Now take Microsoft's addition to the industry, for example. MyFordTouch. If you've been in a Ford in the past 3 years, chances are you've seen the system in action. But honestly, it's still pretty buggy, even with all the software updates. As a completely new system, user complaints rolled in by the dozens. Let's be honest though, who wants to relearn a computer system for one kind of car? I had similar complaints a few years back with BMW's iDrive system, which was ridiculously convoluted. So, Google's out to put Android-based systems in millions of new cars. The good news is that we might actually get usable, decent electronic packages straight from the factories for a decent price. Now consider even modern in-dash GPS units are pathetic, just look at the Mazda Speed 3. And manufacturers charge like $1,000 for these packages. What Google's stock systems would be closest to are the modified dashes we've seen the past few years, as more and more people have shoved tablets into their center consoles. This way, you can integrate your phone, email, whatever, along with Google's frankly fantastic Maps program. Seriously, Google Maps regularly embarrasses dedicated GPS units, even today. The real problem with an in-dash tablet, though, is that you have to look down at the map instead of forward, unlike traditional mobile GPS units. Now, part of me wants to reject all of this. You don't need to be constantly connected. I feel like we're too crazy about it already. Then again, I still drive a 12-year-old car with a manual gearbox and hydraulic steering, so take my thoughts on this with a grain of salt. But at the same time, there's no reason that car center consoles shouldn't be completely touchscreen at this point. Cars are increasingly technical and electronic. At least this way, you'll still have to drive. No, Google's self-driving car isn't cool. Stop it. Take the train. The reality is, Google isn't the first major company to make an infotainment system, but unlike previous iterations, Google actually has a really good track record of making their mobile products work. Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at IBTimesTV.